Rubber 3.
CCOM, the Richland Police Department, and the City of Richland would like to say thank you for your 25 years of service to the law enforcement profession and your commitment to the safety of our community. Congratulations on your new endeavor. We wish you the best of luck and a wonderful retirement.
Robert 3. Thank you.
Robert 3, 1535.
All right. Yeah. That was great. Thank you.
Well, folks, today marks a very bittersweet moment in our department's history as we bid farewell to a remarkable individual, Darryl Judge. After 25 years of dedicated law enforcement service with the Richland Police Department and Moses Lakes Police Department, Darryl closes his chapter with his service in law enforcement. Darryl now embarks on a new chapter of his life, and that'll be one filled with well-deserved relaxation, cherished moments with loved ones, and carrying only one phone. As many of you know, Darryl's presence among us has been nothing short of inspirational. His unwavering commitment to justice, paired with a heart full of compassion, has set an exemplary standard for all law enforcement officers to follow. He embodies the very essence of what it means to protect and serve. He's a beacon of integrity, kindness, and professionalism. Not only is Darryl an outstanding cop, but his leadership was the guiding light for many within our organization. His ability to connect with many on a personal level and really the ability to virtually inspire anyone is a true testament to his character. He has a unique gift, which is a talent to really empower those around him to be their very best. A peer once described Darryl as a rising tide that lifts all boats. And for those of you who know Darryl, truer words have not been spoken. The impact Darryl leaves on our department and community truly is immeasurable. His legacy will continue, and it'll resonate through the values that have been instilled in the lives of those he's positively influenced. While we will miss his presence and his contributions here at the RPD, we are grateful for the time we've had with such a wonderful man and colleague. As Darryl begins this new phase in his life, let's join together in expressing our deepest appreciation for his service, his friendship, and the mark he's left on all of us. Thank you, Darryl, for your dedication, your guidance, and your unwavering commitment to making our community safer and a better place for all.
You know, you've done a lot of things here in the department. You're going to hear and see the many remarkable achievements that you've had, the many good times we've had together. But I want to say thank you for what you did for me. At the end of the day, I think one of the most valuable things a leader can do is create a space, especially for young officers, where they can grow and become the best versions of themselves as possible. And you did that for me, so I say thank you.
I got to know Darryl when he came to be a sergeant for the ICAC team here, when he was a task force officer with Homeland Security Investigations. And I really hadn't worked with him very much before that. I was a sex crimes prosecutor, and that was not work that Darryl had done prior to that. And so as I got to know him, I just felt so incredibly lucky, because he may not have had an immense amount of experience doing those types of cases previously, but I had never met someone who was so excited and so open to learn, someone who doggedly pursued any additional training to be the very best at his job that he could be. And he inspired that in the people that worked with him and worked on that team. That team was so special, and it was in large part due to Darryl and to the way he viewed not just policing, but the world. As a prosecutor, I think we're often focused on holding people accountable, and particularly in sex cases, we want to be compassionate for those who have been harmed. And usually in our cases, it's children. Something that I had not thought about as thoroughly until I literally got to see Darryl and his philosophy and the way he handled it was the way he thought also about some of the offenders' families that we dealt with, because a lot of times they were sort of collateral damage. Like, they didn't know what their family member was engaged in, and they were equally devastated. And the compassion that Darryl also showed, not just to the victim's family and to the children that we interacted with, because that to me was something that was easy to do, right? It was a lot more difficult sometimes to interact that way with the people surrounding the person accused of and or convicted of doing some of the horrible things that we saw. But Darryl has such a huge heart and is such a kind person that he always had that attitude. And I found that just really inspiring and amazing, and something that I personally had not really contemplated before. We have this plaque. Thanking you for your tireless dedication to the mission of the RPD, Homeland Security Investigations in the Southeast Regional ICAC, and your unwavering commitment to the pursuit of justice during your 20-plus years of service to the United States. Thank you from all your friends in the Eastern District of Washington. So,
Thank you.
So one story I was thinking about with Darryl, and I'm pretty sure I only did this once, which was, we have 6 kids, parenting, it's difficult, and Darryl lived right around the corner, and so I forget which kid it was with, but I'm pretty sure I did something like this. I'm like, hey, you want me to go get Officer Judge? It didn't work. Such a nice guy, always smiling. I used that once, right? They're like, whatever, Dad. They knew I think they knew I might go get him, but they're like, he's so nice. He's probably going to side with us anyways, Dad. You're being unreasonable.
To my peers, it's been incredible to be alongside of you. You guys have pushed me. You've challenged me to be better. And I learned everything I could from you. And I just watched you do your things. And every one of you had something that you contributed. And I look back and I look to the initial days, and I look around and I see Jeff Searsley, who recruited me to Moses Lake. I look at BJ Mose. We were doing the PT test together, and here we are all those years ago. And so I just want you all to know that I learned something from you. And I just tucked it away in my little bag. And so thank you for everything. And thank you for getting us through those wild and chaotic times. The community we live in is incredible. And they have been tremendous supporters of us, and they encourage us, and they trust us. And so thank you I just appreciate all the grace that they've granted us and granted me along the way. And the other piece, just a couple little bits of encouragement, or maybe just bits of wisdom I would pass along that helped me through the days. And I would just encourage you to, I think we have a general sense of wonder. And I would say, don't always look for that incredible vista in some national park. I would encourage you to just look around locally, find the beauty locally. And more importantly, just listen to people and wonder about their story and listen to them. Ask them some questions and get to know them. And before you know it, it is just incredible to know their stories. And so taking all of that, I would say, just encourage yourselves. If you can look at something, you can find the darkness in it, or you can find the light. And it's just really how you perceive things. And so I would just encourage you to find the light, work with honor, work with integrity, work as a team, and your community will back you. They will be just fine with you putting explosives on bad guys' doors and knocking the doors down and going after them. Having judges almost blow up plea deals because 30 years wasn't enough time. And so if you do it right, your community, sky's the limit, and go get them. So thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I couldn't have done it without everyone here. So thank you very much.